going on, guys? Got a no AC call. Was inside, the indoor unit's running, just blowing out warm air. So come out here to the outdoor unit and nothing's on. Check the float switch inside, everything's good. So we'll come out here and pull the cover off and we'll see what's going on. The breakers are on as well for the condenser. So it's not a power issue coming out here, whether it's high voltage or low voltage. I have both coming out. There's the capacitor. Don't visually see anything. The top's not swelled up and I don't see any oil, but it doesn't mean that it's not bad. See the contactor sucked in. We'll get the meter out here and we'll see if we got 240 coming out. Okay, we got the meter. Let's see if we got 240 coming out here. One lead on. Let's check the other side. There we go, we got 240. Now we'll check one leg to ground. Clamp this on our ground here. Make sure we got a good connection. And we got 122. Let's check the other leg. 122. Okay, so we got 240 coming out. And let's check our low voltage, even though we know we got our 24 volts there. As you can see, the plunger sucked in. So we'll clip on this side here, our low voltage. Should be seeing anywhere from 24 to 29 volts here. 27. So we know we got our high and low voltage coming out. So let's check the cap. Let's see what that's reading here. So we'll switch our meter to our MFD setting and then I'll pull out the disconnect. And before we do that, we'll go back to our volt setting and we just want to verify that the power is off. The best way to do that, clamp one lead on your ground and test each leg to ground. 0.5 and 0.1. So we know our power's off. So now we're good to check the cap. Here's our three terminals. Our yellow is our compressor, brown is our fan, and the red and purple is our common. And this is a 35/5 cap. Alright, there it is. 35/5. 35 is our compressor. The 5 is our fan. We got our meter set to microfarads. Now on the top here, see we got Herm with the 3 terminals. That's our compressor. C is for common. That's our common with 4. Fan has 1. That's our condenser fan motor. So we got to test both common to each one, so we'll just put one lead on our common and we'll leave that there. Grab one for our fan, check that first. We're looking for 5 microfarads or plus or minus, what is it, 5%. Right there it is. So give the meter a second. There it is, 4.8. And let's check our compressor. Meter's running slow today. 33.9. So we'll check here and we'll see if we're in range. I think that's a little low for a 35. At least it's close to the borderline. So, but that wouldn't be the reason why it's not starting. But let's just check on the chart. Alright, here's our microfarad chart, courtesy of Lex. Shout out to Lex. Alright, and I have the 7.5, the 30, and the 35 highlighted because those are the capacitors we have on our property. So this is a 35, so anything 33.25 or lower, it's bad. Anything over 38.5, want to replace it as well. So we were at 33.9, so we're 0.7 away from the danger zone here, so we're going to change that regardless. So let me get a new cap put in here and then we'll see what happens, but I want to do some more tests on the contactor here. I have a feeling that's our issue. So let's get a good cap in here and we'll be right back. Okay, here's our new one. See right there, 35/5. So we got one lead already clipped on our common. Now we'll check it to the Herm. And we should be reading something close to 35 microfarads. 35.7. Now we'll check it to fan. Should be close to 5 microfarads. Oops, lead came off. Give it a meter a second. 5.0. Alright, so we know we got a good cap. So I'm just going to go ahead and mount the capacitor right there and we'll be right back. Okay, we got our new capacitor mounted, dated, my name on it, so next guy knows who did it and when. And we'll come up here, see our C terminal, which is right here. Put a red on there, and always try to face the contact or the capacitor facing out. That way, the next guy can see what size it is. Here's our compressor wire. Goes on the Herm terminal. Purple is our other common. Goes over here. And the last one would be our brown fan wire. Goes in the back on the fan terminal. Okay. So let's put the disconnect in. We'll see what happens here. See if it starts up. I don't think it will, but we'll see. Nothing. Still got nothing. So let's get the meter out here and we'll check this contactor a little further. Okay, we're on volts AC. Check for 240 coming in. Oops. There's our 240. Now let's see if we have it coming through the contactor. Check your top two terminals. Zero. 0.0. So we don't have any voltage coming through. And you can see inside the contactor there, looks like there's a bug, something squished in the contacts there. So we're just gonna throw a new one in. Okay, we got our power off, and I also unhooked the low voltage. So as you can see, our plunger here is out, but you always want to confirm one leg on one side to ground and 0, and then we want to check our other leg to ground. If I can get this around here, to ground, 0, ground to that leg. Okay, so we know our power's off. I'm just going to go ahead and take off the wires here off the contactor, top wires and the bottom, and our low voltage, and then unmount it. Okay, there's our old contactor. See the bug in there pretty good. See if I can pull them out with the needle nose. a better angle here. There he is. They're all part of them anyway. Let's see if the rest of them's still in there. I don't see anything. Just a little piece of them, but that contact is very dark in there. I don't know if it's coming up on camera. It's pretty pitted compared to the bottom. Bottom doesn't look the best, but it looks better than the top, that's for sure. But we got a new one right here. I'm gonna just hook my power up to the bottom. We'll get it mounted and hook all the wires up on the top and low voltage on the sides, and we'll test it out. Okay, we got the contactor all wired up. I'm just about to hook up the other side of the low voltage, and as soon as I do that, the plunger will suck in because it's going to have 24 volts, so we're going to hear it click here. You got to be careful when you do this, because if you touch any metal with the thermostat wire there, it will blow the fuse on your board inside, and if you don't have a fuse, take out your transformer. It's best to go in and shut it off at the thermostat instead of doing it the way I just did it. And I'll show you over here what I put in. I put in one of these little plastic bushings here because I've had so many of these low voltage wires rub out, so anytime I work on something on a condenser, I put one of those bushings in. And same right here with the high voltage going in there. I get a lot of rub outs on those too. So I bought these little plastic bushings. I just like to slide them over the wires and just kind of set it at the bottom there. Like that. That way those wires won't rub out, neither will the low voltage. Okay. See our plunger sucked in. Get ready to turn the breaker on, and we should have power. Should be up and running. The old Steve Lav brush here. Sweep this out. Here we go. We have ignition. We're up and running. Okay, got the meter on voltage. And obviously we're gonna have our 240 up here, but just see. There's our 240. Okay, so to recap, outdoor unit wasn't running. Came out here, checked it. I had 240 coming here. I had my low voltage and checked the cap. It was in range, but just barely. So we just went ahead and replaced that. And contactor, we had a bug stuck in the plunger there, in between the contacts, which wasn't allowing it to make contact to turn on to send voltage through, but we still replaced it anyway due to the condition of the contacts inside there. So I'm just gonna throw my stub gauge on, let it run for about 10-15 minutes and just verify the charge is good on it, which there's never been a problem with it cooling. It just wasn't working today. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.